Hi everybody, Rob here. So the big question of the hour is, do goals work? Some people don't like the idea of setting goals. They think it's kind of cliche and corny or whatever. They just have this thing. But you know what? Anybody who's achieved anything in life, anything, have at one point or other made the decision that was going to be something they were going to pursue. So that's a goal. You know, whether or not you're imagining it, you're dreaming it. For most of us mere mortals, and for myself, I love the idea of writing down goals, looking at them every morning, every night, and having a clear sort of direction in life. This to me is very, very important. I've had so much success setting goals, being coached in a coaching program where goal setting was the number one strategy being used. And I can say without a doubt that setting goals is one of the best strategies. You got to do it right though. And I'm going to give you some strategies. I'm going to give you some things to avoid. The thing about goals is it kind of gives your life a purpose. And it's a reflection of who you are. It really helps you, and it's a responsibility because it helps you dig down inside and sort of express who your authentic self is, what your passions are, what your loves are, what are the things that you love the most, and possibly some of the talents that you're predisposed to the things that you're good at, you know, and often that's what happens. Like if you look at anybody who's achieved anything, actors, musicians, stand-up comics, accountants, lawyers, anybody in business, anybody in anything, at one point or other, they made the decision, I think I'd like to do this. And they took a step forward. That's a goal. I like to be a little more strategic about it and plug into different directions in my life and try different things. Now, choosing the right goals is very, very important. Let me give you an example. In my life, way back, decades ago, I always wanted to be a sailor. So I took a sailing course. I took the Power Squadron. I bought a little sailboat, a little day sailor. It's a good way to start. And that summer I realized I don't really want to be a sailor. I really wanted what sailing represented, and that was freedom. So I sold the boat and I bought a motorcycle. And my wife and I started traveling, and you know, we experienced a lot of freedom in our life. And being self-employed is freedom, and it just kind of carves up into many, many sub-dimensions. But you have to be very careful about how you choose your goals, because if you choose a goal and it's really difficult, it's a struggle, if it's not authentic, you might want to just consider dropping it, rethinking, reanalyzing, refocusing on what it is you really want. Sometimes we choose goals for the wrong reasons, or we want easy goals. We want it to happen because we're human. You know, humans are the only species that craves the attention of others and likes the idea of giving attention to others as well. We're the only species on this planet. So to choose a goal that says, look at me, look at me, look at me, is an egotistical position. It's very childish. It's very shallow. You've got to dig deeper than that. So again, I'm going to give you some strategies in a minute on how to really tackle that. So the wrong goals will be a struggle. It's like you're climbing up a mountain and it's almost impossible. When you choose the right goals, things are magnetically drawn towards you. I mean, it's work. It's not necessarily easy. Sometimes you fumble the ball and you got to pick it up, get back on a horse. But you're always sort of driven forward one step at a time towards your goal. And it takes a certain amount of faith and persistence and study and action and patience. I said that already, didn't I? So this is important. So discipline is key. Self-discipline is key. And I read something yesterday, Brene Brown. She said, routine will set you free. I thought that was pretty cool. So sometimes goals will seem like they're slow, but inch by inch, it's a cinch, as they say. I know it sounds kind of corny. All right. The typical way to set goals is, here's my goals for the year, here's my monthly goals, and I break it down to daily action steps. That's okay. I used to do that a lot. I'm way easier on myself now. You know, I'm older. I've accomplished a lot of the stuff that I wanted to achieve. Now my goals have changed. If you're in your 20s or 30s, your goals will take on a whole different dimension than when you're older. It's just the way life is. So, but what I like to do is if I had to choose one strategy, just pick one strategy. This is the number one and only strategy that you need for goal setting, and it is this: the 5-year vision. I believe in that so much. So in 5 years from now, write it out. It's important to write it out. Write down the year, write down your age, your spouse's age if you're married, your kids if you have kids, write down their age. That way you get a reality check. 5 years is a long time. And then you write down what your life's going to be like. You just dream, you just imagine. And that way you're going to write out this scenario, and you're going to use your imagination. You're going to sort of imagine where you're going to be in 5 years from now. You can make it 3 years if you want. And then you ask yourself the question, what steps do I need to take in order to achieve each one of these goals? So you got to ask yourself, where am I going to live? What kind of work am I going to be doing? What kind of a car am I going to be driving? What hobbies will I be pursuing? Whatever it is, what talents, what skills will you be acquiring from now till then? Set goals up. So achieving goals in that way will give you life force. It's pretty much the very essence and source of all life and creativity. It all stems from within versus from without. So if you want things to come to you, then you're being like a child. Children want things delivered to them. So you're a grown-up, you're responsible, you want to take the right path, and it's often going to take work and discipline, and you want to avoid immediate gratification. So if you're being like that, you're being childish. So you want to avoid that if at all possible. Well, if possible, definitely. So that's something you want to keep in mind. And you want to avoid, I think it's really important to avoid things like social media, watching TV, watching the news especially. When you're filling your brain with all this stuff, it just drives fear, and it drives the urge, and I want to call it a passion, the urge and passion for immediate gratification. Whereas the sort of sense of discipline and maturity means you need to sort of realize that's going to take some time, and you got to take them very serious. It's very much a personal power thing. So there's a lot of power in knowing what you want, a lot of power. And it's not up to anybody else. It's 100% up to you in knowing what you want to do. So I'm going to close with one final statement, and that is something that I've had in my office since 1988. Somebody gave this to me, and I absolutely loved it. I've never heard it before then. You've probably heard it. William Murray said it. He said, until one is committed, there's hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness concerning all acts of initiative and creation. There's one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never have otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events, issues. I love that. Little things happen. You have to be open to them too, by the way. You have to, once your radar is on, you say, I want to achieve something, and then boom, an opportunity will open up. And you can't make an excuse or let fear stop you from pursuing that opportunity. A whole stream of events, issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man or woman could have dreamt would have come his or her way. I have learned a deep respect for one of Goethe, couplets. Whatever you can do, dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. I've accomplished so much in my life with goals, so much. Many, many, many times it was like magic. It was just like things flowed. Now, I'm not one to say that there's this voodoo magic side to it. I cannot explain it. I just know that when I decide to pursue a specific set of goals, whether it's a camera, a house, a car, an annual income, whether it's a character defect that I want to get rid of, or I want to pursue a certain talent like playing guitar. Say I'm learning how to sing, taking lessons, and I'm practicing every day. All of these things, whatever they are for you, very, very important that you lay them out, know what they are, And if you know what they are, you know who you are, and you will become a better, stronger person. The alternative is way worse, because decay and death of your goals are not a good thing. So go for it, pursue your goals, be passionate, and live life to the max. Thanks.